I'm delighted to say that Melbourne Sinead Goldrick joins us on the show now. Sinead, welcome to the show. Firstly, I get your thoughts on the weekend's game between Fremantle and North Melbourne. Big win for Fremantle.
Yeah, I think that from Aileen Gilroy and Anya Tighe, I think they both played really well, and Anya got a great goal. So I think the Irish, did themselves proud of the game, but Fremantle just came up stronger. Their ability, I think North Melbourne had they were trying to condense their forward line, but then Fremantle just got it out the back, and I think they got a few easy goals through there. But there wasn't much in it, but I think that the way Fremantle attacked, they were definitely the stronger team, and I think they deserved their win.
Good stuff. Listen, with Collingwood's postponement, we know that's now going to take place next weekend. You have another week off. What's the chat amongst the girls in the camp about having an extra week off?
Yeah, we're actually excited about it. So I think that will be 3 weeks in total. And with that extra week, it gives you the ability to kind of work on things from our previous games. And I suppose we've 10 games altogether that we need to look at. So the management at every training is ensuring that we're coming out and learning from it. So we've had a huge I think we're enjoying the 3 weeks, and anyone on the team who has niggles or anything like that, they have the ability to, maybe a training session that they wouldn't have had if it wasn't for the extra week. So we're excited, and there's a date to it now. So I will be watching eagerly for the Brisbane and Collingwood game this weekend.
We know, obviously, it can be quite a physical game at times. We've seen some bad injuries through the season for various players. Is there anybody in the camp that's actually really glad that that extra week is in? Is there somebody or a couple of players who might have been, touch and go to have made it?
No, I think everyone would have made it. It just, there's a few like Lauren Pearce and her knees are sore. So, I think that extra week for anyone that has those kind of niggles or tendinopathy or anything like that, there's kind of soft tissues. So nothing major that would make you stop a game, but that extra week can kind of do the world of good for any of those players.
Obviously, yeah, listen, it's great to have that extra rest. But also, is the knock-on effect then as well, trying to stay fit and sharp and to maintain that sharpness over the coming week? Is there a few extra hard training sessions coming?
Yeah, we had a tough in-house match at the weekend, and then I know this weekend there's a VFL game, so some players will be playing that, and then other players will be kind of training. So I think a good few of us will be playing the VFL game again, so kind of any match practice that's needed. But I think the management are just going to kind of base it on what an individual player needs, or maybe a group of backs or the forwards line. But we're definitely just going to make the most of it. And our training at the weekend was really tough, and then today we kind of had a lighter session and did a bit of team bonding. So I think it's just making sure. I think at the end of 3 weeks or 2 weeks, it doesn't really matter. It's how you perform on the day. So you could look at it as a good thing or a bad thing, regardless either way. But we're looking at it as a huge positive boost for us.
Overall, how do you think the season's gone?
Yeah, we're delighted. 9 out of 10 wins is good for for any team kind of coming into a prelim. So I think there's a lot of things in from the previous 10 rounds that as a group that we wanted to work on, and we have. And I think anyone would take us being in a prelim final. So what we have done in the past, it doesn't really matter now, but we definitely had a kind of really good preseason. I think that the team overall had really quite strong games. So we're in a good positioning and just hoping that we can build on it coming into this game.
Talk to me about the addition of Taylor Harris. She's had a big impact on the forward line. Has she been a game changer for the side, and has she finally found a home, do you think, as well as a player?
Yeah, I think anyone who's watched the amount, her marking just adds a huge different amount of element. And not only that, but she doesn't mark it, she's bringing it to ground, and that gives the likes of Daisy Pearce, Kate Horg, Eliza Bannon, to kind of feed into it. I think our forward line, I think they're all so dangerous, so it's definitely hard for kind of opposition defenders on who you pick. But Tay, definitely, I think she's an amazing person, amazing athlete, world champion boxer, and then to have her on her team. But not only how she's performing on the pitch, just training with her and playing with her, she's a huge addition and is just helping everyone around her. So I definitely think she is a game changer for the game, but definitely for our team too, because she's such a positive attitude and trains really hard, and she's performing on the pitch too. So it's brilliant.
Sinead Goldrick of last season and Sinead Goldrick of this season, what's the main differences? I've been watching you quite closely throughout the season, and I think the word I would sum up when watching you play is relentless. I would hate to be marked by a player of your caliber because you just seem to be on it all the time.
Yeah, I think my hamstring's intact this season, so that's a huge bonus. But yeah, no, I think depending on kind of different matchups, it would be playing a man marking role, or else when I'm given the license to kind of attack forward and break lines. So it really depends on who we're playing, but you kind of are given whatever role you're given by management, but you're kind of told maybe early in the week who they're thinking of putting you on or what your expectation is. So you're kind of always clear on what the team want you to do. So sometimes, externally you might be if you're man marking someone or something like that, but you're like, they're very clear on kind of what your expectation for you is. So I don't know who we're playing yet, so I'm not too sure how things will go, but I think there's huge competition on our team. So the next 2 weeks for us is just trying to get into that starting lineup and keep the spot, because there's so much competition everywhere. So it's a really kind of good, healthy spot to be in. Yeah.
We spoke to Sarah Rowe last week and was saying to her that, with the injuries Collingwood have had, she's had to step up and become one of the senior players. And I don't want to say one of the veterans of AFLW, but you're now there, obviously. Do you feel that imposter syndrome is now going away? Because obviously the Irish girls must go there and kind of feel like you're stepping into a brand new game. Do you feel that your skills and everything have developed so much and you feel a lot more comfortable in the match?
Yeah, I think, yeah, definitely. I think fundamentally with skills and kicking is something that I know I've really wanted to work on. And I suppose, if people are saying your kicking's getting better and you're improving as a player, it does give you that boost of confidence. I think like over the years, especially like in the back line, that it's just kind of with the group you're in. And I suppose I would feel kind of comfortable in terms of, kind of, I think your work is kind of how you train. So that would be how I am in Dublin or what. It doesn't matter if you're talking, but that would be a kind of mindset, is just train and do your best. And then I think, different people in our group step up at different times. So yeah, no, it's a good spot to be in. But I suppose from thinking, yeah, you don't, I don't know if you'll ever always feel like you're making the right decision, because it's not the most natural thing to you. But I think if you're doing your best, the people around you will respect you. So that's kind of how I think about that.
So I'm certain you're garnering respect at this stage, no problem. Listen, Brisbane or Collingwood for you, I believe. Is there a team you feel you would match up better against?
I think just like the ball can bounce different ways, so I don't really know. I think Brisbane they're just exceptional. Their forward line, they're so fast, they're so young, they're so fit. But Collingwood against Adelaide were exceptional too. Different players stepped up. Aisling Sheridan was in midfield, which he previously would be in the forward line. Sarah Rowe had a great game, and Collingwood have huge, strong leaders. So I think the two teams. I think Collingwood will really need to. Everyone will need to be in their best game to beat Brisbane, but I do think that they could do it. But Brisbane have they're so young and fast and fit and huge confidence from last year. So I think it will be a really exciting game, and I'm not really too sure who we'll get. But once that, I know our whole team will be watching at the weekend, and then I think we'll go from there in terms of who we have.
Listen, the other game would be the Crows against the Dockers. I suppose a lot of people would say, well, that's the Crows because they've been almost unstoppable all season. But Fremantle could be in there for a shock. Why do you see that one going?
Yeah, I think it will be a tough matchup. So Adelaide have, they're super strong. They've been in nearly all finals so far. They've a blueprint of how they play. And I think that has been a huge success for them. Freo, though, I think if they have the ability to move the ball fast, that they could, break down Adelaide's defence. So I'm not too sure who would win that. I think everyone will be saying Adelaide, but by watching them last week against North Melbourne and their ability to move the ball fast, I think they could take Adelaide.
Okay, good stuff. The expansion is happening next year. Another 4 teams coming in, which completes the league. Means it's on par with the AFL. Do you think the game is closing in rapidly on professionalism?
Yeah, I think what they're hoping for is by 2026 that AFLW will be professional. So that's the kind of mission statement that they put out, that it will be professional by 2026. So it's absolutely amazing that players will be full time over here, you know, and I think that will definitely increase the game, the standard, and everything. So I suppose AFLW is in its 7th year, and it's just going to get bigger and better. So it's a very exciting time for any player to get involved.
We've heard the new season will start in August. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? And what will that mean for the Irish girls in general and you personally?
Yeah, so I think that would mean matches will start in August. So pre-season will start in June. So I think that for anybody kind of want to play intercounty football, that they will miss pre-season here, or else they won't be able to play for their county. So I do think it will have a huge effect on players coming over from Ireland. But again, it will be everyone's, you know, situation and kind of what stage they are at life. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see. For me, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm definitely going home to play for Dublin, and that's my priority after here. But I'm not too sure what I'll be doing. But it would be after coming over, like 2 or 3 weeks before matches start. So that will be discussion I'll be having. But my priority is Dublin football. Yeah.
Great stuff. Sinead, listen, thank you for joining us on the show. We wish you and the Demons the best of luck for the rest of the season. It's great to know we're going to have an Irish winner somehow or somewhere, but it'd be great to see a new team as well capture the Premiership title. Best luck, and we will chat to you soon.
No problem. Thanks a million, Will. Thank you.